Hello everybody, welcome back to another election prediction video. This time we're taking a look at the 2024 U.S. House of Representatives election in the month of September 2024. So Democrats are doing a lot better than the last House prediction I made. I think they're increasing a good amount in the terms of the generic ballot, and so far they're doing pretty well in terms of fundraising, especially in California, which could probably decide the House majority of that state alone. But I still think it's a decently close race. I think the Republicans still have a shot at winning the House, especially if they win the presidential election. I think whoever wins the U.S. presidential election probably takes the House with them with their coattails, unless it's close enough, like we see a 218-217 majority. That could happen on either side. But I think it's more likely that if the Democrats win the presidency, they're more likely to win the House back than win the presidency. I would put the House odds for Democrats at about a 60% chance, or yeah, 62% chance at winning the House, while the Democrats have about 55% chance of winning the presidency. That's probably where they put the odds. But let's just get into these House races. So we're taking a look at Iowa first. I would probably push all these races probably near the likely are to safe Republican margins because I don't know. Iowa's just trending very Republican as of late. The Seltzer poll back with Biden v. Trump had it as a very solidly red state. And even though Harris would probably shave a few points off that margin, I just think down ballot these races are just going to mainly go towards the Republicans. In Nebraska second, we got a poll showing Don Bacon's actually in quite a bit of trouble. So with Harris probably winning the district, Nebraska by a likely blue margin, and him facing an actually good opponent in Vargas, who nearly beat him last time in 2022, I would put this race as about a tilt blue one. Bacon could win. He'll get a good amount of ticket splitting, but I think he's probably going to narrowly go down here. Taking a look at the state of Colorado, I would probably put the third district as a decently competitive district. Again, Democrats are running their really strong candidate in Frisk, who nearly beat Lauren Boebert last time around. If Lauren Boebert were still in this seat, he would be the favorite. But since the Republicans have a new candidate here, I'd probably put this as a tilt Republican race. I think it'll be a competitive one, but I think they're narrowly favored. Correa's seat, I'll probably put as lean blue. Taking a look at California up next, we got a few competitive races here. In the 41st district, I will say it's a trending Republican or trending Democratic district. The Democratic candidate did fairly well last time back in 2022. He made it more competitive than we all thought he would. And he's actually doing very well in terms of fundraising. He's outraising the Republican incumbent here. And even though he's a long-time incumbent, he did face a fairly close race back in 2022 with a very favorable Republican environment. So I think he's in quite a bit of trouble here in this narrow Trump district, which is probably going to be a narrow Harris district in 2024. So I'll put this race as a tilt blue one. With John Duterte seat, he barely won last time around. And even though it's the same candidate facing him again with higher Democratic turnout, especially Latino turnout, I think this race is going to flip to the Democrats. David Valadao, he is a more moderate Republican congressman, which is why I think he has a bit more favorable odds at winning here. And even a Democratic pollster has him narrowly up in this district. So I'm going to put this as a tilt Republican district. I think he's a narrow favorite to win here. In the 27th, Whitesides is actually outraising Garcia by a very good amount of money. And Mike Garcia got lucky. He faced a lot of weak Democratic opponents when he ran last time around. Now he's facing someone who's actually competent. So it's a more Democratic district, so that's a big reason why he's in a bit more trouble this time around. So I'm putting this as a tilt blue race. I think Whitesides actually beats Garcia as of right now. Let's head to New York next. We got a lot of competitive races in this state. I agree with all the ratings on Long Island. I'm not going to change them. But in the 18th district with Pat Ryan, I think it'll be about a lean blue race. Even though it's a nearly double-digit Biden seat, I think the Republican opponent's a decent candidate to run against Ryan. With Brandon Williams, he's just a very MAGA Republican in a very blue district, so I think he's very likely to go down here. So I'm putting this as a lean blue race. Molinaro, he is facing a very good Democratic opponent, nearly beat him last time around, and only lost by like 2,000 votes. So I think this is going to be a more competitive race, and I'd probably put it as about tilt Republican one. He has been acting somewhat moderate in Congress, Molinaro, so he has a shot here. It is the most like narrow Biden district to the swing district, so that's another plus for him. So I think he holds on here. Michael Lawler, there's an issue with the Democrats because someone else won the Working Families primary, so that's going to split the left wing vote a bit. And Lawler has been acting moderate in Congress on a few bills, so he does have a shot here. So I'd probably put this as a tilt Republican race as well, but Democrats could very well win it because the district's makeup is a very Democratic one. But for now, he's a narrow favorite. Looking at the next few races, I'd probably put New Mexico second as a lean blue district. I've seen polling there that has him up by a good amount. Patola, I think she's an electoral juggernaut, and I think we're probably going to see her win re-election again. She did very well in the primary this year, winning over 50% of the vote, and usually the actual election results, are more favorable to the Democrats than the Alaska primary is, though I think she has a good chance here. And right now, one of the Republicans dropped out of the race, the one that got third. So it's going to not be a likely blue race because of ranked choice voting. More Republicans can vote for the second place candidate instead. But just with ranked choice voting, I think she's very likely to win still. So I don't think she's going to lose. She's a very well-liked politician in the state of Alaska. Going over to Oregon and Washington up next, I'd probably put Oregon's fourth as safe blue. Oregon's fifth. So far, DeRimmer is doing fairly well with fundraising here, and even though Bynum did beat her before, I used to have this as a lean blue race. I think it's going to be a tilt blue race. DeRimmer has a chance at winning. She definitely does. It's like a 55-45 race right now, I would put it at. But so far, I just think since it's nearly a double-digit Biden seat, Bynum has beat DeRimmer before, even though she's lacking in terms of fundraising right now, or not fundraising as much as DeRimmer. I think she still has a good chance at beating her. Heading up to Washington up next. Again, we're having a rematch between Marie Perez and Joe Kent. So far, I think Perez is narrowly the favorite here. I think she's going to beat him again like she beat him last time around. And again, I think she's a narrow favorite. It's going to be a bluer environment than 2022 as well, which is something she has going for her. So let's head to New Hampshire and Maine second up next. New Hampshire, there's a decent Republican running on the side here. But then again, Harris is leading in New Hampshire by over 5 percentage points right now. So I'm putting this as a likely blue race. I think the down ballot coattails of Harris will probably bring up Chris Papias to beat his Republican opponent. In Maine, again, Harris is actually doing fairly well in Maine second. She's even led in a few polls. I don't think she's going to win the district, but I think she'll not lose it by over 10, which is great news for Jared Golden. And especially because he has ranked choice voting and the Republican candidate isn't all that great in the first place. I think Golden's the favorite to win here so far. I'd even put it as a lean blue district, and I think he wins by about 3%. Let's just fix these Illinois and Indiana districts. I'd probably put them both as like likely blue and lean blue for now. I think we could take a look at North Carolina's first district. I think Davis is still the favorite to win. With North Carolina being so close presidentially, that's only good news for him because that'll boost Democratic black turnout in this district. So I think he's the narrow favorite to win here right now. In Virginia, with Jen Kiggans, Democrats aren't doing the best in terms of fundraising, I believe. And I don't think they're really going to try to target this district as much. I'm putting as lean Republican. Virginia's 7th district. Vindman isn't the most strong candidate, but the thing is, I still think Virginia presidentially is going to be likely blue, and that's enough for him to win by a lean blue margin. In Ohio, we got 2 competitive districts. Again, capped her. She's running again for a 21st or 22nd term, I believe. So she's pretty much a favorite to win here. I don't think Republicans are going to beat her. The 13th, I also have this as a lean blue district. Let's head to neighboring Pennsylvania. With Chris Deluzzo, I'm probably putting this as a likely blue district. He's a pretty good overperformer, so I think he has a good shot at winning here. In the 7th district, with Susan Wild, she did do pretty well back in 2022. She had a sizable victory back then, so I think she's off to another victory in 2022 right now. With Cartwright's seat, it's going to be a more competitive district because it is just more Republican down ballot by a good amount. Trump didn't win this district by nearly 3 back in 2020. So I'm probably putting this as a tilt blue race for right now. But I think he's a pretty good overperformer, so I think he's the narrow favorite to win this seat again. He's a blue dog Democrat, and I think he does have enough populist support in this area with his populist policies to win here. Democrats have the House majority. Wisconsin has a few competitive races, but I would probably put them both as lean Republican races right now. We do have a former Democratic congressman running in Wisconsin's first against Steele, which is a narrow Republican district. Trump only carried it by 2. Trump only carried this district by, I believe, 2 to 3 points. Derek Van Orden didn't even perform that well in 2022 either, but I'll probably put him as a narrow favorite still. In Arizona, we got a few competitive races here. The 6th, I'd probably put as a tilt Republican race. I think Cisco Maney is likely to win here. It's still a narrow Biden district. Whitehart, I think he's going to narrowly go down here still. I don't think he's the strongest Republican candidate, and Democrats, even after giving up on this race in 2022, still nearly beat him. So I think if Democrats win Arizona presidentially, that they're going to take the 1st district along with that victory. What states are left? New Jersey and Michigan. In New Jersey, we only have one competitive Senate or House seat, and that's Tom Keene here. I think he's the favorite to win here. It is a narrow Biden district, but he has been decently bipartisan in Congress, so I'd put him as a lean Republican seat. His family does have a legacy in New Jersey as well. So it's a bit of a family name advantage there. Michigan, I would actually put John James District as a toss-up seat. I don't think he's doing that well, honestly, in terms of the polling here and the fundraising. The Democratic candidate has a real shot here at actually beating him. John James nearly lost last time back in 2022 as well. So he isn't the star candidate that a lot of people make him out to be. So I'd probably put this as a tilt Republican race. I think the Democrats have a real shot at actually winning here if they do well in Michigan presidentially. In these 2 House seats right here, I'd probably put the 8th district as about a lean blue seat right now. I do think the Democrat is running a good campaign so far in this district. And I think Democrats presidentially are probably going to win Michigan by a lean blue margin. So that would be enough for the Democrats to win this one. In Slotkin's old district, I think her running for Senate probably helps the Democrats' odds here in this district. And so far, Curtis Hertel's actually outraising Tom Barrett. So I think I'd probably put him as a narrow favorite here at beating Barrett as of right now. So I'd probably put this race as tilt blue. So what we're looking at is a 221 Democratic House majority to 214 Republicans. Still a very close race. If we look at the tilts, Republicans have 6, Democrats have 9 tilts in their favor. So really this could go either way, honestly. It just depends on presidential turnout mainly. But so far, that's just how I see these races going as of right now. I'd probably fix with this Georgia district down here to likely blue. But and probably Florida's 9th to about safe blue as well, because that is a very Democratic district. But other than that, that's currently how I see the House map going. Let me know in the comments down below if you would change any House predictions here. And if you enjoyed this video and you're new to this channel, I'd highly recommend subscribing. I'd greatly appreciate it. Other than that, that's my current House election prediction for the month of September 2024, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.